I don't dance, said Danny McCantz, sitting there frowning from ear to ear. I would if I could, but I won't 'cause I can't. It was like he had super glue stuck to his rear. His friends tried to get him onto his feet. Come on, Danny, let's go, let's dance, man. But no use. These lights make me dizzy, he moaned. A girl smiled at Danny and held her hand out so sweet. But I'm allergic to music, he moaned. It went on like this for an hour or more, until Danny had had enough at last. With tears in his eyes, he snuck out the back door. And he threw himself down on the grass. And as he lay there, with a heart full of hurt, he heard a voice somewhere close to him say, Pick yourself up, Danny, out of that dirt, 'cause today is your lucky day. Well, what's that? Who's there? How do you know my name? Danny squinted his eyes. The light was so dim. With a clink and a clank, the answer came from a rusty old garbage bin. I'm your fairy god garbage can, said the wastebasket, flapping its lid. And I'm here to help you out of your jam by granting you one magic wish. Danny didn't think twice. He already knew. I want to dance like a leaf in the breeze. Oh, make it come true. I don't care how you do. Make me a dancer, oh fairy god garbage can, please. Well, I've got just the thing, Danny, said the magical can, to make you dance like your feet were ablaze. With that, the can leaned back and gave a belching blast. And out leapt a pair of pants, sparkling red and amazing. They pawed at the ground, those wild red pants, like a horse before a race. Danny snatched them up and ran back into the dance with a blissful look on his face. Danny tangoed and waltzed. He dipped and he spun. He did the Memphis malpractice, and the whole room was stunned. His spaghetti leg special impressed everyone. Danny did dances no one had heard the names of. Danny McCantz was an instant star. The crowd oohed, everybody go, ooh. And they awed, everybody go, ah. And they begged for one drop of his sweat or one lock of his hair, and all the while those pants wiggled on Danny's legs. Until at last Danny said, "Ooh, hi Ma, I'm done dancing now. I'd really like to sit." He was gasping for breath and red in the face, but the dancing pants refused to quit. They dragged poor Danny back onto the floor. Oh. They'd had a taste and now wanted more. As they scooted his booty. What? Hey, what's the big idea? To a devilish beat. Oh, no, not the worm. Anything but the worm. Please, somebody help get the pants off me. Danny broke free and ran just as fast as he could. Right behind him came a streak of red. The pants caught up with Danny and tackled him with a thud. And then the pants climbed on top of poor Danny's head. No. When the dancing pants quit, I couldn't quite say. Or whether it's wise to trust a fairy god garbage can. Only one thing is for sure, and that is, if you asked him today, Danny McCantz will tell you, I don't dance. Thank you guys very much. Everybody say section 811. You'll be in poetry heaven. Don't forget about those poems this summer at your library, with what's left of the summer anyway, because those poems and those poets will take you to some extraordinary places. Now before we go, I also want to show you what the shadow puppets look like from my point of view behind the screen, because shadow puppetry is actually the only form of puppetry where you never get to see the puppet itself during the performance, just the shadow it creates. And if we could have the lights on for this section, thank you so much. Let me turn this light off because it kind of shines right in my face. I guess that's what spotlights are for, but I wasn't meant for show business, I guess. So, this is what the shadow puppets look like. They are thin pieces of plastic cut out into different shapes and attached to rods. Now, the rods do two things. One, they allow you to hold it up to the screen so that your hands don't show, so it looks like the puppet is moving on its own. Two, depending on where you put the rods, they allow you to move the puppet in any way that you can imagine, like flopping around like a fish, or doing the worm, or doing whatever you might call that dance. Really anything that you can imagine. Also, I joined the pieces together with just a little spool of wire so that they are loose and can move freely, but they don't fall apart. Now, if you wanted to make shadow puppets in your own home, what I would suggest is taking the back of an empty cereal box for your pieces, joining them together with those little paper fasteners, you know, those brass doodads that fold out in the tabs. And for rods, you can either use metal coat hangers like I do, or you can use a plastic flexi straw. Bend it and then attach it in that L shape, just like this straw is. It's an easy way to make puppets at home. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to come up to the stage at the end of the show once we dismiss and ask any questions you might have. But before we do that, I want to thank you guys. I had a really wonderful time performing for you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your summer. Thank you very, very much.